Hey everybody, I'm Jack.
I'm Jake.
This is Live at 5.
Woo.
Thanks for tuning in. Last week was a crazy week here. We ended up being down a person, and we just had so much going on in the store that I never even got a chance to come off the sales floor to put anything together.
Yeah.
It was just a crazy day. So much was going on, and we were like, we got to get the show going. And then we're just like, man, I don't even have time to think about doing the show. We were just running around all day. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So sorry for anyone that sat down and took time out of their day to tune in. I was so busy running around the shop, I didn't even have time to make a post or anything saying that we weren't going to be able to live stream. Like it was.
Yeah. It was like what? 4.
I looked at you around 4 o'clock, and
Yeah.
I was just like, I have not stopped moving. I haven't even had a chance to grab anything.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was 4 o'clock until it was like 4:30. Like it was a crazy day. So we're making up for it. We got some cool things here. I got a handful of unique used gear, and then some pretty neat brand new stuff. So we'll just go ahead and get right into it all. This here, it sounds great. It's an anomaly really, just because of everything that's gone on with it. But this is an American Standard precision base. They stopped making the American Standards roughly around 2016. I think this one's a 2013. It's been upgraded, and I say upgraded because I think they are better pickups than what was in the Standards. Not quite as good as what's in the American bases nowadays when you start talking about the Pro 2s and the Ultras, but this is an American Standard with Seymour Duncan quarter-pound bass pickups, and it's got some flat wound strings on it, and on this awesome cobalt blue finish. What's really nice is when I went to go plug it in and check it out, just because it's nothing I would spend my money on to figure out. Having played a bass using quarter-pound pickups with the flat wound strings, that is a nice combination, and it complements each other very well. So I was pretty excited about how that came out. Next to it on the wall, and also next on our list, is a very unique piece that a lot of people have probably never seen before and had no idea even really exists. I'm just trying to get to something so I can pull the information. Here it is. So this guitar here, made by Epiphone. You're like, no, it's not. It very much has the like Explorer V, not V, but like the Explorer style headstock. But this is an Epiphone. It's called the S310. So it comes from their S series. I wonder why it's called that. Made in Korea, obviously used. This isn't anything they would currently be producing. But, floating trem, 22 fret. It's an S-style guitar. They're really neat guitars. This is a fun project guitar if you're looking to have something unique to modify and really make your own. One of our lessons instructor here, he has the T300 or the T310, so the Tele style, and he uses that all the time. But this is a great guitar. It's like I said, a wonderful building block if you wanted to upgrade the pickups and change out some of the components on it. It's a great piece to start doing that with. It's a student model style thing. It was a very unique thing. Not a lot to really get into or talk about it. I just thought it'd be cool to say, like, hey, this is fun if you like collecting interesting moments in guitars. That is definitely one of them, especially with the whole, it's Epiphone. And at first I thought someone swapped it out, but no, it's just the standard piece. The truss rod cover says Gibson. You look at it and you're like, oh, is that an 80s Strat? Kinda. It scratches the itch, like it's, if I'd buy that, I'd swap the pickups out. I'd put a new bridge on it. I'd upgrade the block and everything with a good bridge, put FU tone things in there. That'd be a killer guitar.
I'm
What are we
not
selling
going.
that for?
I'm not going to count that one, Jack.
This guitar is $215. I could buy it right now and buy all the parts I want to upgrade it and come back tomorrow with an amazing guitar. Not going to do it.
Yeah.
We're not going to do it. We're going to walk away. So,
Hey, I'm giving you a pass on that one, okay?
next to it, you're probably like, what in the world is that? This is a McCarty 594 thin line. And this was one of my favorite iterations of the S2 McCartys because the thin line, to me, was PRS's closest cousin to the SG from Gibson. Double cutaway, vintage cherry red. This one is a used one, obviously. It's from 2013, I think. 2013. 23, I meant. 23, but no, it's from 2021. I always think, 2013? P-Base. The P-Base is from 2013. This is from 2021. I'm tired, folks. Coming in early every day lately. So this is a 2021 made in the USA, but because it's a 2021 model, not a 2024 model, this does not have the USA pickups. This is still the S series pickups. Except in the neck, there is a core model pickup. However, I have not had the chance to open this up and figure out which core pickup it is. So we're in for a fun little surprise there. I think we should definitely do that after the show.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll look in.
But it's been modified a few little ways. The pickup rings are wooden, so you got wooden pickup rings. He added a pick guard to it. I'm not used to seeing pick guards on the PRS guitars. It further kind of aligns the guitar to the comparison of the SG.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool because maybe you like SGs, but you don't like the whole neck balance thing. It's USA. I just heard them call my name to the front.
I know. I just heard that too.
So maybe they'll come tell me if that's an emergency. It does not have the PRS Phase 3 locking tuners. It was upgraded with Clousons, which furthermore align with the whole SG comparison because it has the tulip style buttons on there. So it's basically, if you can't make up your mind between a Gibson or a PRS, come buy this from us. It bridges the gap well. Next to that, I love these guitars. This is the GS Mini Koa bass from Taylor. Gorgeous selection of Koa wood on this, especially the ebony fretboard. What they did here is the ebony fretboard with the blonde streaks going down the middle, so it's got the nice addition to the color and everything there. What's really cool is the figuration in here. You get this nice little triangle cornered piece right below the sound hole there, pointing down towards the bridge. It's a nice little piece. Some gorgeous flame on the back of that. And these are using, I unofficially, I feel like the GS Mini basses are where Taylor and D'Addario kind of struck up their current partnership, which is why they have all the XS strings on a lot of their guitars. These strings, even when everything else was coming with Elixirs, the GS Mini bass and the Classicals were coming with the D'Addario strings. The GS Mini basses, they're phosphor bronze wrapped, but they have that nylon core. And they're phenomenal strings. They feel great. You get great extended playability out of them. Tonally, they sound great. And then their classical guitars, if I remember correctly, I believe all the Taylor classical guitars come with the Pro Arts from D'Addario, which is a fun little note there. But I think this is kind of where, when they started coming out with these GS Mini basses, I think that's where Taylor and D'Addario kind of kicked off their partnership, which led to them now putting the XS series strings on all their guitars.
Yeah.
This here is a wonderful, wonderful custom shop from our friends at Martin. This was something that Keith and I got to select while we were at NAMM. So these guitars were only available while you're at NAMM. They do what's called a lottery, and you put in a ticket. If your number gets drawn, you get to buy the guitar that's at the show. If not, you can still order one. But they only, if I remember correctly, they only build as many as are ordered at NAMM. So this guitar here, if only 12 stores ordered it, they only made 12 of them. I'll come back to this one in a second. I was just going down the line, but I have the little booklet that has all the specs and everything with it. So we'll open that up here in a little bit. This I wanted to show you because it's a different iteration of something we've had before. And I know, it's a Martin Dreadnought. Yes, but we've had a few of those. But
What?
This is the dealer visit. Sorry, I got real excited because even though I'm just talking, and I can feel it like reverberating inside the body. Oh man, you guys, come play this guitar. I can tell just from talking and holding it that this is an amazing guitar. This is so good. Oh man, Grover open back tuners. It's got some really nice bear claw going on in the top there, but I know that it's not a bear claw spruce top. I believe it is. This is just a solid. The tag just says spruce, but I'm willing to bet it's got to be like Adirondack or something. It's not just a regular Sitka spruce. I'll have to look into that. But it is a black walnut back and sides. The dealer visit exclusive guitars before were cherry, and they pulled that cherry right from Pennsylvania. I'm not sure where the black walnut comes from, but that is just from holding that guitar and talking and hearing myself vibrate through the body while talking is fantastic. Y'all don't want to miss that. That's an amazing guitar right there.
I just checked, and it just seems like a standard spruce.
Interesting. That is a very high quality spruce top then. Y'all are going to want to come in and really check this out, because that is a really nice quality top. That's amazing. All right, this next one here, these kind of stand out a little bit. These guitars are growing on me, I gotta say. This is a signature model, but from Ibanez, it falls under the Q series. It's the headless guitars. I'm drawn to these more and more every day I see them and that I hold them. This is the signature model for Ichika Nito. Ichika is they refer to him as an internet sensation. He does a lot of YouTube videos and has built quite the following from his pretty progressive style when it comes to playing. Fantastic guitars. He has this, and he's got another one that's a full solid body with the headstock. But his other model has like the vintage Ibanez headstock with like the script logo down the middle. Classic. This has his very special design pickups, roasted bird's eye maple fretboard. It's a Naoto body, which remember is like the Japanese mahogany when it comes to guitar building. I think I mentioned that in every episode at this point. It's a 3-piece roasted maple and Bubinga neck with a Wizard C profile, so very Strat-like if you think about it. This uses the R1 pickups, but his other model has the Ichi, I think they call them the Ichi 10s, but single coil style pickups on those. Let's see here, 25.5-inch scale length. What's really cool about this guitar is you have your basic pickup 5-way switch, right? So you have your bridge, you have second position, you have middle, fourth position, neck. But then you also have this switch here. And what's really cool is when you modify with this switch, it gives you the option to run some of these single coils parallel instead of stacked. So you start getting into, rather than stacking the middle and the top and the neck pickup and getting a humbucker tone, you run them simultaneously along with each other. And so you start getting all kinds of great tonal variances out of this guitar. It's a fantastic piece. Like I said, I'm drawn, excuse me, I'm drawn more and more to the whole Q series and the headless style guitars every day. I just think it'd be so funny if you go out and like, the band I play in is a Southern rock country jam band.
Yeah.
And you go out there and we're playing 90s country and I'm holding one of these things. Hey, if it sounds good, it sounds good, right? You know,
I mean, that's really all that comes down to it is,
all
does it
about-
sound good? Yeah.
it's all about the tone. If you get your tone right and it works, why not, right?
What,
Who's to say otherwise?
people using Les Pauls for that country twang.
You get a good sound out of it. I'm seeing more and more PRSs in the country circuit. It may or may not be the PRSs that... never mind. We're not going to get into that. All right. So let's go back to our lottery guitar from Martin here. This is the one that we got. We selected while we were at NAMM, and that is now here in stock here at Iowa Music Company. This is a Coca-Cola back and sides. Adirondack spruce for the bracing, which is really nice. I like when guitars use stronger spruce for the bracing because it really helps with the projection, the clarity, the power that comes with the tone of the guitar. It uses modern adhesives, so you don't have to worry. I mean, I say you don't have to worry, but when you start getting into like the vintage style adhesives and things like that, the cost goes up significantly. But they're so brittle when it comes to how it dries and how it cures that the tone is just unmatched. But the modern adhesive that they use in the custom shop guitar here is still really good. It uses my favorite inlay, so when you use the diamonds and squares, if I ever do a custom shop Martin, I'm doing those right away. This one is an Adirondack spruce top. The rosette style is the Style 28. It's the old style gold, which is a really just classic look when it comes to a nice custom shop Martin. Fantastic guitar. Hands down, we didn't even think twice. We looked through the options that they had to offer, and this is where the direction we headed, and I have no regrets about bringing this one into the shop. I think it's going to be a really awesome showcase piece. I can't wait to make some room and get it hanging up on the floor with our other custom shop models that are hanging up there. Let's see. Is that next weekend already? No, 2 weeks from now, right? Next weekend? 2 weeks? Next weekend? George Lynch, next weekend. Next Friday, right? What's today?
Yeah, it's next Friday. Sorry.
I was like, what's today's date? Yeah.
Well,
So next Friday, not
lost-
tomorrow, not tomorrow the 16th, but the following Friday, the 23rd, George Lynch will be here in the house. And behind me, instead of all these other guitars, will be a wall full of George Lynch ESPs.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be here doing a free clinic and workshop, also followed by a free meet and greet. The only catch is that the seating and parking is first come, first serve.
Oh, yeah.
And because we're inside the shop, there's only so many seats we can put up. So if you're planning on getting a good seat and you plan on behaving and not causing a problem, because I don't want to kick you out of my store, get here early and get a good seat. If you bring me Chick-fil-A, I'll reserve you a seat. But I need proof of the Chick-fil-A, all right? And you can't just say you're going to bring it and then show up. I'm sitting you in the back, all right? So, May 23rd, 5 p.m., the info you're all waiting for. 5 p.m. start time. So I will be sound checking and stuff earlier on. But it's exciting. George Lynch always packs the house whenever he comes out, so make sure you get here in a good enough time so you can get a good seat. I don't know what to tell you what a good enough time is because I don't know how early some people are going to start showing up. I've got phone calls from people in Pennsylvania. I had someone from New Jersey send me an email the other day and ask if he really going to be here for a free clinic. Mm-hmm. I guess George doesn't make it to New Jersey very often. He's calling me in Maryland trying to find out. But we're getting calls from Virginia, Pennsylvania, Delaware. I had someone from North Carolina ask about it too. So people surrounding us are interested in this event. So do with that information as you will. I'm going to run back through the line and then we're going to go ahead and sign off. We have our 2013 American Standard P-Bass in the cobalt blue finish with the Seymour Duncan quarter-pound pickups with the flat wound strings. We have our Epiphone S310 S-style guitar. Remember, it's basically a Strat. It's cheaper than $250. A perfect guitar if you're looking to get into modifying and figuring out how all the internal components and all that work. We have a 2021 PRS McCarty 594 thin line in the vintage cherry finish with the wooden pickup rings, the pick guard added on there with the Kluson Gibson style vintage tuners. Basically made an SG out of a PRS. Not complaining, it's a great guitar. And a mystery core pickup in the neck position that we still need. The guitar's brand new to our inventory, so we haven't had a chance to dissect and figure out what's in there yet, but that's coming.
Yeah.
The GS Mini E Koa bass with the gorgeous blonde streaking down the ebony fretboard. An amazing grain pattern there on the Koa top. Fantastic bass if you're looking for a travel size bass companion. Right next to that is our NAMM 2025 lottery guitar from Martin Guitars. It is a gorgeous guitar with a Coca-Cola back and sides, an Adirondack spruce top. Gorgeous finish on that grain coming down through there with the 28 style going down the back. Also the herringbone going around the edges of the guitar. Very nice. We have our dealer visit Martin Black Walnut Dreadnought. If I say dealer visit, you can only buy these guitars if you visit the factory as a dealer. Mm-hmm. So we go to Martin. Man, my voice is getting all jarbled. And then the guitar that these are growing on me, and I'm just waiting for them to have a version that's made in Japan. But this is from the Q series technically, but this is the Ichika signature model here. with the R1 pickups. Fantastic guitar. I remember all the different configurations you get out of your switching down there. Fantastic piece to have. So
I have a feeling that they did make a Japanese one, but I can't fully.
they might have done a signature model for someone else in the past.
Oh, you know what? That's probably what it
But
was.
with the headless models now hitting mainstream, like even this is $9.99. It was made in Indonesia. I'm just waiting for the Japanese model to come out. Then I'll grab one. I don't care how boring it looks. It'll be made in Japan and I'll be happy. So,
Great for small spaces.
yeah, right? Just throw it into the corner. Hopefully you don't forget it's there. I do that with some guitars. I forget they're there. I need to stop doing that. I think that's it. That's the wrap up. That's the guitars. This was the show. My name's Jack.
My name's Jake.
This was Live at 5. See you next week.
See you.